and obviously they had the number one overall pick. Of course, they got a new head coach, and then then by a process of elimination by that, they also got a new coaching staff as well. So Wyatt, was Trevor Lawrence their best draft pick?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is one of the top quarterback prospects that we have seen of all time. This guy is up in the ranks with like John Elway, with Andrew Luck, with Vince Young, of course, who didn't pan out to be anything, Peyton Manning. These are the names that are tossed around with this high of a draft prospect in Trevor Lawrence. He is with that class, and I think that there are every 5 to 10 years there is a select few prospects that you can just look at and know they're going to be successful in the league. And I think this year was very impressive because, in my opinion, I think there was two. Trevor Lawrence is one of them. I am very, very high on the fact that I think he will be successful in the league. And Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is going to be a Hall of Famer when he's done. When he leaves the game of football, just as long as injuries don't hold him back, he will be a Hall of Famer in my opinion. So, but Trevor Lawrence, you're speaking on the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, we saw what he did in college. National champion his freshman year. Was in the college football playoffs every single year. Did not lose a single regular season game. The guy is bred to win. He does not lose. And he is entering a culture where losing is the norm in Jacksonville, and he is going to turn that around with Urban Meyer. It's funny because these are both two guys who are all about winning, and Urban Meyer has a track record of coming into places and just changing the whole thing. You've got Bowling Green, which he switched all around. You've got Utah, which he switched all around. Florida, I mean, you got to think he won a national championship with a murderer, with potheads, drug heads, and a preacher leading them on the offensive side of the ball. Won a national championship with that crew. Then he flips to Ohio State, wins a national championship there. The whole group is bred to win, and I think the Jaguars are making a lot of really good moves for their future, and starting off the draft with Trevor Lawrence was huge for them.
Tori, let me ask you this question real quick. How many undefeated quarterbacks have there been in the NFL?
Zero.
Wyatt, Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust because he doesn't know how.
I am not saying he's going undefeated his entire career.
No, I'm not saying that. But he doesn't know how to lose. He doesn't know how to bounce back from that loss. That's why he will struggle in the NFL. I'm going to leave it at that, and we can debate that later in the show. But Tori, who was their best pick?
So I don't like to do the obvious thing, and that's been pretty obvious throughout the whole thing. And Trevor Lawrence could be like, oh. Nope, I'm not even going with Trevor Lawrence. I'm actually going with the third-round pick, Cisco. So they got an elite-level talent in the third round. This guy, had he not torn his ACL, probably would have been a first-round pick in 2021. This guy has ball skills. He can come up and lay the lumber playing the run. This guy has range. This guy is a three-level defender. So he can drop back. He can play the zone in the middle, or he can come up and stuff the run. This kid is going to be a good safety, I believe. So I don't think we're going to have to use the bust label on Cisco. I think in about 2 years, Cisco is going to be a household name for us.
All right. So with that being the best pick, Tori, who was the worst pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars this season?
I'm going to go with Travis Etienne.
There you go.
I think they reached for him. Running backs are a dime a dozen these days in the NFL. I think they probably could have got him in the second round. You didn't need to go up and to use the first round pick on him. The only reason I think that they did that was to appease Trevor Lawrence and give him a sense of comfortability and a sense of having somebody else around him that he knows.
Again, another NFL franchise that cares about what their quarterback thinks. Sorry, Tori, go ahead. I didn't mean to butt in there.
But the thing is that you don't waste a first-round pick to make your freaking quarterback comfortable.
You do. Yes, you do. Okay. Yes, you do. All right. We are Packers fans, Tori. We should know this.
I am not saying that he should have been their first pick in the second round, but not at 25.
I don't know
Running
if he'd
backs
been there,
are
though.
a dime a dozen.
I just don't know if he would have been there. I kind of liked that pick. That right there, I think if I had to go with the non-obvious option of Trevor Lawrence, I think I would have gone with their best pick was Travis Etienne because he was the leading all-time rusher in the ACC. The guy is bred to win, just like Trevor Lawrence. He makes your quarterback comfortable. He's a guy you can add to the running back room.
Ron Dane broke the NCAA record for rushing. How would that would translate for his NFL career?
That would totally different situation.
Wait,
but
how is
that different?
Yeah, how's that different?
He won a
two
Heisman
totally different players. Travis Etienne is a pass-catching running back, something that the running back room in Jacksonville lacks.
What you're saying,
James
because he's the all-time leading rusher in ACC history, that translates that he's going to be a good back. Well,
no, I'm not saying that makes him translatable, but I'm saying that that's something impressive that he did. I mean, he ran the crap out of the ball while he was there, and he did a really good job of it, punched it in the end zone a bunch. They won a national championship. They went to 2 national championships and lost to arguably the greatest assembled college football team, or one of the greatest assembled college football teams of all time, the 2018 LSU Tigers. They lost to Ohio State, a really good team who ended up losing to another greatly assembled team, the Alabama Crimson Tide from this year. So, I mean, it's a good team. These guys are they are bred to win. That is huge in this league. They are confident in themselves. They are great football players. And you, like you said, you add a sense of comfortability for Trevor Lawrence. You add that key piece to where he now has somebody there. He's not all by himself. He's not a big fish he's not a little fish in a big pond right now. He's got somebody there he can relate to that's going through the same stuff that he is. And
why? Like so they can both cry that they're both in Jacksonville?
Yeah, well, possibly, but and also James Robinson is a great running back. He is, but he couldn't catch a ball to save his life. So Travis Etienne adds to your pass catching side. He has possibly the best route running of all the running backs in this draft outside of Najee Harris. He might even have a better route running package than Najee Harris. I don't know. It depends on how their packages relate to the NBA. Oh my God, the NFL. I'll need to see that first, but. I don't know. I kind of like the pick of Etienne. I think that he adds a whole new dynamic to the offense. Do what?
That's because you're young and don't know any better at this point. You're enamored by his name. That's what it is. You're not looking at it from a logical standpoint.
Yeah. I know. I do like his name though. You got to admit, Etienne's a pretty cool name. I mean, Torrey Etienne, Wyatt Etienne. I mean, that's.
So fun fact. I have a buddy in high school that spelled his name just like that. His last name, but his name was Etienne, not Etienne. So,
Etienne?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is weird. But what is your draft grade for the Jaguars, Wyatt?
Yeah, draft grade. I give him an A-. I think it was a great draft. Like if I had to choose a worst pick, I would say Jordan Smith, defensive end out of UAB. But once again, I'm in that same situation we've seen a lot. If I had to choose a worst pick, I don't think there was a worst pick. But like I said, if I had to, I guess I would go with him because I don't know. Honestly, I think everybody was a good pick. I guess he's the worst of the good picks. That's why I would go with him. But overall, I give him an A- because of that reason. I think he's filled a lot of needs that they had. I think they did a lot of stuff to make their quarterback happy. Ironically, he's a rookie. He hasn't even stepped foot into the locker room yet, and they're already trying to make him happy. It's funny how that works. And then some other franchises in the NFL have had quarterbacks for almost 20 years and can't figure out how to make them happy. I don't know.
Why it continues funny how that works. Butthurt ways that Aaron Rodgers is getting traded. But Torrey, what is your grade for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I gave him an A. The only thing that kept this from being an A+ is the Etienne pick. Because this is a team that is not very good. It's going to take a couple of years. And what did they do? They took the draft capital. They filled positions of need. I'm not a big fan of the Etienne pick. And the other pick that I'm not real thrilled with either is Luke Farrell, but he's probably going to be more of a blocking tight end for them anyways, because now they've got, I don't know, some jackwagon that tried to play quarterback and had a spaghetti arm and then cried and went and tried to play baseball. Now he's going to try to play football again at 33. Oh.